What's up, everybody? It's your boy Jose. I wanted to go ahead and quickly go live and speak about the mindset that you must have in order to be successful. The reason I conjured up this idea and this video topic is because I realized that a lot of the times people want to go on a specific journey, right? They have these ambitious goals, right? We call these people dreamers, where they have this beautiful vision about the kind of house that they want to live in, about the kind of cars that they want to drive, about the kind of people that they want to be around, how they're going to dress, how they're going to look, how other people are going to respect them and talk to them and communicate with them. However, there has to be a bridge that you can understand how that bridge was formulated, right? All the steps that it took to create that bridge, exactly what kind of material that bridge was created from, to go ahead and bridge reality to that dream, right? Reality to that goal, reality to that vision. So for me, when I first started in my business, I understood that the best way for me to understand how to bridge that path was to get around the right people. There's a specific mindset that you have to do that. There's a specific mindset that you have to be willing to go out there and embarrass yourself and fail and look stupid so that you can now start to utilize that feedback that you're getting from the world and putting it into work, right? Me being fucking 18 and 19 years old, right? Dropping out of college saying, fuck this, I'm going to figure out my own way and I'm going to start to surround myself with people that are actually doing it versus surrounding myself with textbook preachers. That was a decision that I took because I wanted to know the people that have came before me, the people that have already built the bridge. I wanted to understand how they built their bridge. I wanted to understand what materials they used. I wanted to understand what their mindset was when a storm came through in the middle of them building their bridge, yet they didn't stop because there was a specific vision, there was a specific why as to why they kept building that bridge, right? As to why they wanted to achieve that dream so bad that regardless of what was going on externally, they chose to respond to that specific situation in a way that motivated them and inspired them even more, as opposed to tear them down, as opposed to minimize what they actually wanted to achieve. Because some people, and this is why when I speak about the built from pain movement, right? Built from pain stands for being built from your adversities, being built from your challenges, being built from all the things that are going to arise. This world is going to test you. This world is going to challenge you. And for you to be able to build a mindset that now you can go ahead and welcome those challenges and welcome those tests, because you have to be willing to go through those tests to be able to build that bridge, to be able to continue to do it, right? Not stop in the middle of it and say, oh, well, it's getting difficult now and it's taking me a little bit longer than I wanted to. And now I have to solve this problem that I didn't have before. And it's too challenging because I have to get out of my comfort zone and start networking and start talking to other people and start making cold calls and start door knocking and start marketing and start connecting with strangers. These are all the things that you're going to have to go through when you're building a fucking business. This is not a fucking crypto pump that you could just buy and then pray yourself to success. Yes, that there are people that have made a lot of money doing those things. However, what I want everybody to recognize that is watching this video, that for you to build a genuine, credible business, you have to have the skills and the mindset to be able to persevere, problem solve, and to be able to continue to keep going even when it gets difficult, right? You have to be resourceful. There are certain people that you may not know today that you may need to know so that you can solve certain problems for tomorrow. How are you going to find those people? How are you going to get around those people? Right. So I prioritize getting in the right rooms very early on, even before I got my real estate license. I got into the right rooms of people that were already building their bridges, of people that already had bridges, and started to question how they did it. How did you do that, man? What was the catalyst to your growth? How did you handle this situation where you felt at your weakest, at your lowest, where you possibly weren't as encouraged as you were when you first started? What were the mental frames that you had, right? If not me, then who? How is my life going to look like 5 years from now if I don't do what I have to do to get ahead, right? If I was 10 years older and I was still in the same situation because I didn't fucking take action, would I be okay with myself? What would my life look like 10 years from now? Being the guy that said that he wanted to do all these things, yet didn't take action, what would that life look like? How would other people look at me? Would they respect me? Or would they say, oh, yeah, this is the guy that always make these New Year's resolutions and never does anything, right? I knew from a very early age that I didn't want to be that guy, right? I didn't want to be the guy that is making all these commitments and making all these goals and saying that he's going to do all these things. Yet when it comes time to actually execute, he stops and he says, "Oh, well, you know what? Today I don't really feel like it. Maybe tomorrow. Oh, well, I didn't really sleep that well. I'm going to just go ahead and take a day off. Oh, you know what? I got to eat a little bit. I've been starving the whole day. Oh, you know what? I got to go ahead and run these errands. I got to go do this and do that." The reason why a lot of people stumble across these things and procrastinate actually achieving their goals is because they're not prioritizing it. It's actually not that important to you. Otherwise, you would do it, right? Think about a time where you really had to do something. And actually, I'll go as far as saying when most people are working for somebody and they have to get to work by 9 a.m., and especially if they're working for a job that, they know that if they don't show up on time, they're likely to get fired. There are some serious repercussions in regards to that specific job, potentially them losing it. They will prioritize that job more than anything in their fucking life. And what's fucked up about that is that that job will replace you in the matter of fucking seconds as long as they don't fucking need you. If they can profit more by replacing you for a fucking computer, for a fucking AI machine, they will do it. Right? So you're prioritizing all your time and all your effort and all your energy. And I'm not saying to not be a good worker. That's not what I'm saying. Right? Everybody has a specific field that they're going to do. Right? Somebody has to flip the fucking burgers. Flip the burgers happily, right? If that's what the fuck you want to do. I wasn't that kind of person because I saw myself as being a leader. I wanted to run my own business, right? I didn't like being told what to do. I didn't like listening to somebody else and saying like, "Oh, well, you have to listen to me because I'm the boss," right? There was a specific way that I wanted to run my life and build my life and build my business. I had a specific vision for that, and that's okay, right? I have the character traits to support that, right? I have the ambition to support that. I have you can say, risk calibration, right? I'm willing to take more risks than most people, so I can do that. But some people are a little bit more conservative, right? So perhaps they belong in a job. However, even how you perform in that specific job, are you moving up, right? Or are you just settling for whatever the fuck you're told and okay with being in a mediocre position? Why don't you ever challenge the world? Why don't you ever confront your boss? Confront the people that hold the keys to the doors that are going to take you to the next level and confront them and say, "Hey, I want to raise. I've been here for the last 6 months. I've been improving your sales. I've been improving your company. I've been doing X, Y, and Z, whatever skill set, whatever benefits you've been bringing to the table for the last 6 months." You say, "Listen, I want a raise or I want a promotion, or else I'm going to go ahead and take this job." Right? I don't believe that I'm being treated fairly if that's the specific situation that you're going through, right? Or you can be more strategic about it, but still confronting that specific person, because it's the people that confront the barriers in their life who usually get to win, who usually get to reap the rewards. However, it's the people who stay quiet, who allow themselves to be pushovers that don't amount to anything in life, right? And you must be willing to stop asking for permission and going after it and fucking getting it, just taking it. Sometimes to get a seat at the table, you're going to have to fucking take the seat and put it down and say, "I'm here." And if that's what the fuck you have to do, then go out there and fucking do it, right? Don't wait for anybody to offer you anything. Don't wait for anybody to see like, "Oh, wow." No, bro. Go out there and confront the fucking world and be the best person that you can fucking be. Be undeniable to the point where nobody has an option but to know that you're right when you're confronting for that specific position, right? Now, if you're a piece of shit and you're not valuable to the company, you're not valuable to yourself, you're not valuable to your friends, you're not valuable to your girlfriend, you're not valuable to your family, and now you're acting like this person that deserves all of these things. No, bro, you got the wrong mindset. The first relationship that you got to work on is the one with yourself. And the better the relationship that you have with yourself, the better the relationship you're going to have with other people. And the reason why most people don't have good relationships with other people, and I'm not just talking about your significant other, I'm talking about family members, I'm talking about friends, I'm talking about people that you've never met, right? The reason why a lot of people struggle with that is because they don't have the best relationship with themselves, right? They don't even fucking believe in their own word. They say that they're going to do something, but they fucking view themselves as a person that's not going to do it. So they see themselves as a liar because they're not doing the things that they say that we're going to do. And now they're building a negative reputation with themselves. Now, where anytime that you think about something that you want to do, you're beating yourself down to it. And you're saying, "No, you're not going to do that. You're not this kind of guy." And that's not the mindset that you need to fucking have to succeed. So how do you build that mindset, Jose? How do you bridge reality to that dream? Step by fucking step. Rome wasn't built in a fucking day. And the reason why most people quit is because they do something tomorrow, right? You're watching this video and you're like, fuck, Jose, yo, this shit got me fired up. I'm going to go ahead and tackle the world. I'm going to go ahead and make a dent in the fucking universe, right? That could be you. However, if you're not willing to get up every single day consistently and do that, you're going to fucking fail. That's just what it is. The world is competitive. And the second that you fail to respond, engage, attack, somebody else is doing that. And he's outworking you. And he's going to be the one that's going to be rewarded with that dream that you wanted, yet you weren't willing to work for it. And he was. Don't be that person. I was willing to work for it. That's why I deserve to live in a 7-bedroom fucking mansion. And I'm still working for it. That's why I'm building another fucking mansion, right? And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying that to fucking inspire people. I'm saying that to inspire you, the viewer, the person that's watching this video right now, to understand that this is what separated me from most people. It wasn't that I was the smartest. It wasn't that I was the strongest. It wasn't that I was the biggest. It was that I was willing to outwork everybody. That's what separated me from the rest, right? It was, and not just outwork, because yeah, there's these examples that are going around, right, of people saying, well, you know, if all that it took was hard work, then a janitor would be a millionaire, or a mechanic, or a mechanic would be a millionaire, blah, blah, blah. Well, there are mechanics that are millionaires depending on what kind of cars they work and what do they do, right? So that is a thing. You can do that, right, if you actually really wanted to. However, here's the deal, right? It's not about just working hard when it comes down to the actionable steps that you're taking towards building your business. It's also about working hard towards educating yourself consistently to be able to apply those things into your business that's going to allow you to grow, to be able to apply the proper concepts into your life. Forget about business, right? To be able to apply the proper concepts that are going to allow you to live a better quality of life, that are going to allow you to put yourself in the proper track so that you can get to that destination. Because that's the thing that's going to help you make all the other good decisions and everything else in your life, right? In your personal life, in your relationships, in your business, in everything. First, you have to take care of yourself. You are your first client. Then you take care of everybody else. But if you haven't been taking care of yourself, do you think you're going to be confident taking care of everybody else? Do you think you're going to be confident running a business? Do you think you're going to be confident in doing these incredible things? No, bro. Start with yourself. Have a specific action step that you can take, right? Whether it's going to the gym every day. I'm going to go to the gym every day, right? That could be something that you could say. And now if you do that, you're going to allow yourself to have control over that specific thing because you have that one thing now that you said that you were going to do and you fucking did it. And that's going to allow you to build more confidence within yourself and within other people and other interactions that you're going to have with the world, right? Now add on top of that, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and get my real estate license. You know what? I'm going to open up this restaurant. You know what? I'm going to open up my first, online business. You know what? I'm going to open up e-commerce business. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that, and then do it, right? Or even as simple as I'm going to read my first fucking book, right? Because it's not so much even about reading a book. Let's say you're the type of person that has always picked up a book, read it maybe halfway or maybe 25% and didn't finish it. That's a specific character trait that you have to defeat. You have to eradicate it actually and replace it with a character trait of the guy that finishes, of the guy that shows up and finishes, right? Because if you're not that guy, then that's going to reflect in everywhere else in your life, right? When you start something, you finish it, you execute it. So when you're reading a book, you don't just stop in the fucking chapter 2 and then never fucking finish the book. No, you finish it. And these are the character traits that you're going to build within yourself that are going to allow you to build that bridge to a reality that you thought maybe it wasn't even possible when you first started. Because at first, we all have specific levels, right? Some people are not as confident as perhaps somebody else is when they start something. However, the way to build that confidence is to be honest with yourself. And when you make mistakes, you hold yourself accountable. You don't lie to yourself. You don't cope with those mistakes and say, oh, well, it's okay because, I didn't feel like it anyways, or, oh, like I was sick, so it doesn't matter. Bro, it doesn't matter, okay? The world is going to spin every single day. There's a new set of 24 hours that are going to come by tomorrow, right? And what you did yesterday is going to reflect on what your life is going to be like the next day. So it doesn't matter what happened. And you may have been sick with a fucking flu, let's say, right? The world doesn't give a shit. That's just the reality. And I'm not saying that you have to fucking, you're laying in a hospital bed and now you have to get out. I gotta fucking go work and do this. I'm not saying that. However, what I am saying is that maybe one day you will. Maybe one day you're going to be 65. Maybe one day you're going to be 70, 80, 90, 100 fucking years old. And you're going to be laying down in that hospital bed and you're going to be thinking about all the things that you did or all the things that you didn't do. All the things that you wanted to do and all the things that you were so pussy to not fucking execute. And you're going to think back and you're either going to have a life where you can genuinely smile and say, wow, man, I am so fucking glad that I got my ass up and I did what I had to do, regardless of how embarrassed I thought I was going to be, regardless of how stupid that I thought I was going to look, regardless of how hard it was, regardless of what I felt internally of, oh my God, like, what are these people going to say? Or like, oh, like, I look a certain way doing this, regardless of what fucking story, I did it anyways. And you know what? Most of the times when I did it, it was never what I was telling myself. Because what I was telling myself, the only thing that I was doing with that was trying to keep me away from the things that I actually had to do. But when I actually did those things, none of the things that I was telling myself was actually true. It was just certain things that my mind was utilizing against me to try to keep me in my comfort zone, to try to keep me safe. And I'm so fucking glad that I did it, right? Because now I'm 90 years old, 100 years old, laying in my fucking deathbed, thinking to myself, wow, man, I lived a fucking incredible life. I left behind a legacy for my son to fill these shoes and know what he's looking up to and saying, wow, man, like, I got to now outwork my father. How the fuck am I going to do that? Right? Well, gratefully, you had a good fucking father to teach you all those things, right? But if you didn't, think about what you would be thinking in that fucking deathbed, in that rocking chair, just thinking at your life, right? You don't want to be the guy that lives with regret or dies with regret. You want to be the guy that lives with fulfillment and dies with fulfillment, that dies leaving behind a legacy, that understands that he utilized his life, right? And he was grateful to God, to the universe, to whatever you believe in for the life that he had because he actually fucking tried, because he actually put things into perspective and said, you know what? It would be selfish of me not to give it my fucking all. It would be selfish of me not to become the best version of myself. It would be selfish of me to not get the fuck up and get my lazy ass to the fucking gym. It would be selfish of me, right? To not go after it and get this, whether it's a fucking certification for you to perform a specific business or whether it's you starting your business online and fucking going after it and helping people with the skill sets that you already have. Because again, you don't need fucking permission. Sometimes people get certifications for things that they don't even fucking need, right? Because they're so fucking scared that they want to add an extra layer of step. Oh, well, maybe, maybe if I do this, then I'll feel more comfortable doing this other thing, and they're just adding this buffer because they don't want to fucking confront the world. They don't want to face it. They don't want to go out there and have a conversation with somebody and say, hey, bro, I do this and I believe that I can help you because I know that your goals are this, this, and that. And I've done it. They're afraid of having that conversation with people because they're in the fucking closet. Step out of the fucking closet. Because one day you're going to realize that you had a choice to make. And you're going to look back at that choice and you're going to ask yourself, did I make the right choice? And there's only going to be two answers. It's either going to be yes or it's going to be no. Live the life of fulfillment and refuse to live the life of regret. Build your fucking mindset and go take over the fucking world. That's what the fuck it's about. Life of fulfillment and never a life of regret. Let's fucking go.